Welcome, guys and gals. My name is Firex, and this is a basic arena beginner guide. So the first rule of doing arena is do not lay down while doing arena. The second rule of doing arena, do not lay down while doing arena. You will lose your streak. Some of the things we're going to look at is you need 15 3-stars between 3 and 500 PI. Now, some of these can be mixed and matched. It's fine, and you're just going to have to wait for your energy to refresh. Same thing with the 8 3-stars maxed out, and the 3 times 444 stars. You'll just have to wait for the energy if you need to. So I've already finished the first matchup, and we're going into Fight 2. So you'll notice at the top where it says 2 win streak, you're actually going into the next round after that. So it's not that you're on Fight 2, you just finished Fight 1, you're going into 2. This is really important to pay attention to. You can notice that my characters are staying in the 500 to 600 range, and like I said, they can go down to the 300. It's not that big a deal. But if you can keep them within the 500 to 600 range, you'll continually get easy fights all the way up until Fight 6. And that's where we need to change it a little bit. So here's where we're going into Fight 6. And you can see I just finished Fight 6. And my characters are 700 to 800 PI. You just bump it up just that little bit, and it keeps you in the easy range, where you continually have easy fights up until you're sandbagging. Now the next round is going to be 7, and it's going to be the last time that you use the smaller characters. And what it is we go from 1000 PI up to about 1200 PI. And you'll notice I'm going a little bit above that, and that's not an issue. But you need to make sure that you stay within, a range of 1000 to 1200 PI, and it'll give you an easy fight on Fight 7. Now we're getting ready to go into Fight 8. And Fight 8 is where I really, really want to go into detail. So we need 2 max 3-stars and one of the lowest 3-stars that we have, which should be around the 400 PI range, somewhere around there. I couldn't tell you exactly what the minimum amount of a 3-star is, but I believe 450 should really hit it. So the sandbagging method works really well for people who don't have a lot of characters. You're going to hear a lot of people say, oh, I hate sandbagging. Those are people that are going to have a lot more characters than you. And they just don't want to run the risk. But when you're first starting out, you're going to have to run that risk. That's just the way it is. So when you're doing the sandbagging method, you want to get as many advantages as possible when you're fighting. You notice my Phoenix had an advantage over the Iron Patriot for the tech class. You want those as much as possible. You don't want to, you want to keep your streak alive. There are 2 things you can do. You can fight that match that I just quit, or you can quit it. Quitting is faster. If you don't have a lot of boss battles, you don't have a lot of, Realm of Legend, any of that experience, you'll definitely want to do those fights just to see where you're at. At some point, you're going to get to the, you're going to get to the point where you're going to go, I don't really need those. I can continue on. I just want to hurry up and get these points and get this streak alive. So here we are going into Fight 12. And this is the big thing. Your sandbagging goes from 8 to 11. And on Fight 12 is where we really need those 444 stars. They trigger the Thanos Kang teams. And those teams have minimal masteries. Most of the time they're not duped. And they're really easy fights. They look like they're evenly matched up against you, but they're not. You should destroy them. And if you can't destroy them, then you need to keep doing this over and over again until you can, because those should be some of the easiest fights that you have. And just a little Ghost Rider action. He is possibly my favorite character in this entire game. The greatest utility, I feel. So you see where I won, and we're going into Fight 13. Fight 13 is much like Fight 12, only you don't need a whole team of 440s. It does help to have at least 1 or 2. My recommendation is if you only have 3 440s, just wait until that last team that you used on Fight 12 refreshes. Put them in on Fight 13. Get that easy Kang Thanos team, and knock it out of the ballpark and win. It shouldn't be that hard for you. Just wait that extra hour and a half. It's worth it when you're looking at, restarting your entire streak. Once you get into 14, you can start using your 330s. I still have some 440s left over, so I'm going to knock those out. But you can still use 330s, and you want to use those 330s all the way up until fight 21. And once you're into fight 21, that's when we can start changing up a strategy a little bit and start helping those people who don't have a lot of 4 stars. And so we're just going to go through. I want to show you every fight so you can actually see it. I know some of the guides that I went through didn't show me every fight, and it just kind of got confusing, especially the win streak at the top. Those numbers will really get you when you're first starting arena, unless you really hunker down and pay attention. Once you get in a groove, and once you do this enough times, you'll know what those numbers mean once you're going into it, and that you're actually going into fight 19, not that you just finished 19. So fight 20 is what we're going into. It just finished. You can actually start using max 3 stars now because we're going into fight 21. We've pretty much passed the realm of possibility of getting a death squad. Now they still happen. It's just the game kabam wanting to kabam you. But you can use your max 3 stars in this. And the great thing about this is if you don't have a lot of 4 stars, you can use a lot of your 3 stars over and over again. And you'll get about 5,000 points for each fight. So, you guesstimate about 15,000 per round, and you can kind of figure out your points from there. And that's about it for this guide, guys. So if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I promise you I will get back to them. I want to help as many people out with the 4-star arena grinding as possible. And that's it for today. Thank you.
I feel that it's the feeling I can't deny, and I'm always wondering why I close my eyes.